Okay, this is my second time recording this, um, because this is a really interesting situation. There's a lot to talk about here. So before I get into the actual news and everything, I'll go into the kind of background. So first of all, a little over a week ago, I think it was like the 6th or 7th of March, the official Vanguard Facebook account posted an image and a link saying that the new Vanguard anime is going to be announced in a week's time in a live stream. And we already knew that Z was going to be the end of G. And so I was like, oh, cool, third generation of Vanguard. And I got really, really excited. I got really excited because I love Vanguard. The original series of Vanguard is great. Link Joke is amazing. G is great. And seeing where the franchise is going to go next for the anime is great. And so I was really looking forward throughout the entire week, getting myself hyped up at the idea of seeing the new protagonists and the new characters and the new storylines and all that other stuff. It was going to be great. And so the live stream happened yesterday. As of recording this, yesterday the live stream happened at around about half 3 a.m. over here. So I stayed up quite late and it ended at around about 5ish. So I recorded the first version of this, which I still have. I might upload that somewhere at some point. I don't know. I won't delete the file. Maybe if at some point I make a Patreon or whatever, that I might bung it there. But I made like the first version of this, where it was 5 a.m. and I got myself excited all week and everything, and I was extremely tired, and so the video wasn't good. I listened back to it and I was a bit too biased and emotional, because as we'll get into in a sec, the stuff that got revealed was very different to what I was expecting, and I was extremely disappointed. And so now I'm re-recording this now to kind of give more. Now that I've had a bit more time, like I've given myself like almost a full day. Closer to 12 hours, but give myself 12 hours to get a bit of sleep, rest up, and think about things for a bit. And so now I'm gonna give you guys a walkthrough of, well, not a walkthrough, but I'm gonna go through each piece of information that got revealed, and then I'll give like my original thoughts and my updated thoughts, and these are gonna be my real opinions. And so I'm going to have to put a disclaimer that these are my real opinions, and so you probably won't agree with them. I've never had to do this before for one of the revealed videos, because I've usually just been like, fuck yeah, like the Kamen Rider Build one, fuck yeah, the Super Sentai one, fuck yeah, the Power Rangers one that got delayed and will probably come out after this video, again, fuck yeah. But with this one, this is a bit more controversial, and I think that means that this is going to be a more interesting video than usual, but it's also going to be a more opinionated video than usual. So if you want to just hear people exclusively praising something, then you're probably not going to like this video, because I'm going to try and tackle this as fairly as possible and talking about both the positives and the negatives. But yeah, with that out of the way, 4 minutes worth of disclaimers out of the way, let's actually get into the news. I've got an article on the official Vanguard site here that basically is just a list of all the stuff that got revealed in English. I will put a link in the description, but I'm also going to be using screenshots of this in the actual video, so you don't need to go on the website if you just keep watching the video. But I mean, hey, if you just care about the news and don't care about my opinions, then just go to the link and stop watching the video. But yeah, so they started the live stream and they were showing a bunch of clips and stuff from the original Vanguard, and I was like, oh cool, they're gonna show some clips and stuff from the first Vanguard anime, and then they'll transition into like the new one as a way of kind of like building up the reveal. And then they never did that, and they were showing a bunch of clips and stuff of things that happened in the old anime, and I'm like, yep, this is all stuff that happened in the old anime. Then they put the logo on the screen, and it was just the generic Cardfight Vanguard logo. It's red and blue now. And then a new opening song played and everything, and I was like, what's going on here? And then, and remember, this is a Japanese live stream, so we didn't get the translations yet. The translations went up right after the live stream ended. So I was kind of like figuring things out as I went along, and I was like, oh, I know what this is. This is a recap movie. You know, like, Japan does that all the time, you know, with Attack on Titan and Gurren Lagann and, you know, all those other animes. They get, like, recap movies. You know, this is going to be a movie where they reanimate some of the scenes from the old anime and then make it into a movie. Maybe make it a bit more accurate to the manga. Cool. That's great. And then they got the cast up. One by one, they got the Japanese cast up on stage, and they all introduced themselves, and they started talking. And that bit dragged on for too long, and as that bit was going on, I was like, wait, this is it, isn't it? This is the new thing. This is all we're getting. And yes. So, let's get into the actual news now. The third Cardfight Vanguard anime, from the looks of things, is just going to be called Cardfight Vanguard. And it's going to be a remake of the first Vanguard anime, with all the old characters, Aichi and the others, are going to be returning. And it's going to be a remake. They're going to be like this. They're going to start off the same place that they started off in the beginning of the anime. So this is going to be like a split timeline type deal, like alternate universe thing. People are saying this one's going to be more accurate to the manga, but we don't exactly know how accurate to the manga it's going to be. Yeah, I was very disappointed in this announcement, because I love Aichi. Aichi's my favorite anime character of all time. I really love some of the other characters. I love Rekka. Link Joker, again, is one of my favorite animes of all time. I fucking love Link Joker. It's definitely within my top 3 animes. But I didn't want to see the same thing again. I wanted to see... I wanted new stuff. I wanted a new main character and a new story and everything. Now, let's play devil's advocate here. It does say on the thing that that Aichi and Kai are returning to take up the helm as the main protagonists. And the new season embarks on a new story with Aichi and Kai. So, it says new story. It's just the thing is, nothing they showed during this live stream could have implied that it is. Because all the clips and stuff they showed were stuff that happened in the first anime. And yeah, sure, I know it's probably one of those things where it splits off after a while, where at first it's very similar, and then after a while it splits off, similar to how Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood handled it. And yeah, over the past day, I've had this this idea just in my head, like, do I want a Vanguard Brotherhood? Because I know, because I'm biased, that they're probably never gonna reach the heights of Link Joker, because I love Link Joker. Link Joker's a straight up 10 out of 10 for me. And so whilst yes, the earlier parts will probably be better, like, it's so easy to fix the pacing issues and stuff for the very first Vanguard arc. The very first Vanguard arc is very visibly flawed. And yeah, sure, the new animation looks really nice too. So that stuff's gonna be better, but I don't see this new series reaching the heights that the original reached. I feel like this is gonna be a lot more mediocre, middle of the road than the original, because so it's not going to be as bad as the original was at its worst, but it's also not going to be as good as the original was at its best. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm open to this because, as I mentioned, I'm really biased towards this set of characters. I really like Aichi, I really like Rekka, I really like some of the other characters. Miwa's pretty cool. And I'm looking at all the new artwork, and I'm seeing Aichi in the new art style and everything, and I'm like, that's really cool. I really like Aichi. And it's really cool seeing the younger version of Aichi in this brand new art style. It's really cool. And that's why I'm so conflicted, because they might not live up to it, and I don't see the point. The original Vanguard is only 6 years old, I think. So why reboot it after 6 years? I don't get that. Like, maybe if this was a bit longer, maybe if the original Vanguard was about as old as Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters was, I could see the point. But I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt here and say that this is actually a really good anime with a really bad reveal. Because like I mentioned, this reveal didn't actually show us what this series is gonna do different. All the information they've really shown and given so far makes it look like it's just a straight up adaptation of the anime with maybe a few more manga elements. And so what the reveal should have done is they should have went right out the gate and showed us what they were going to be doing different exactly. If it's going to be a manga adaptation, they should have just outright said it's a manga adaptation, and I don't really see here anything that implies it's a manga adaptation. It says here that it's based on the manga series, but that could just mean that it's like that the franchise came from the manga series. That doesn't mean that it's going to be a straight up adaptation, you know? And even if it's going to be an adaptation, well, we've already got the manga. I'm fine with reading the manga. So now we get down to the character designs, and like I said, it's really cool seeing the old characters in the new art style, you know, that's cool. It's a bit weird that they show so many characters, but they don't show Ultra Rare, because Ultra Rare were really important characters in the original Vanguard, and I know for a fact they're in the manga too. But they're nowhere to be seen on this page. They give us like 16 character designs here. And they show us like Goki and Nagisa. And if they're showing characters like that but not ultra rare, then I really gotta wonder what's going on here. Especially considering that they played the song that's going to be used as the opening theme, and that opening theme is going to be performed by a different idol duo. So is this going to be a case of that idol duo is going to be in the anime? It's similar to how, you know, Ultra Rare sang some of the ending themes for the original Vanguard, and Ruby Labyrinth played the ending themes for Summer G. Is this going to be like that, where we're going to get new idols? Because I really hope not. I'm really biased towards Ultra Rare. If you're going to bring back the old characters, you may as well bring back Ultra Rare. Like, come on, dudes. That's one thing that really worries me. Like, again, they're showing Izaki and Goki, but they're not showing Ultra Rare. Again, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say this is a bad reveal for a good anime, but one cool thing that could come from this is looking at Shin Nita. They could be trying to blend in a lot of stuff from G into the original bear now, because of course in G they reveal that Shin Nita has a bunch of backstory stuff where he was in a team with Chrono's dad and he played the card game a lot, and they never mentioned that at all in the original Vanguard, which is fine. But now that they're going to do a remake, is that going to play a bigger role? Hopefully, because otherwise why are they doing this? So now the next piece of information we get is the date, May 5th, 2018, and it says it's going to be on YouTube and Crunchyroll. May 5th is far sooner than I expected. I feel like that's going to be cutting G quite a bit short, but I mean, I guess if G gets a solid ending and everything, like why give G pointless extra episodes? You may as well cut it short if there's nothing else to do in G, so yeah, fair enough. At least we're getting this relatively soon. We don't have to wait long. That means we'll hopefully be getting a lot of new information soon. Another big problem I have with this is no word on English dub yet, and that, no word on English dub. I don't like that. I mean, I feel like we're almost guaranteed to get an English dub, and if we do, we should be getting the old voice actors back, because that's like a requirement for me. And yeah, it would have made me a lot more confident if they just put on this like press release thing, just by the way, the dub is also going to be simulcasting. Like, that's all I need to know. Anyway, we're going to go over to the card game now. Card game, I don't know as much about the card game, so take stuff with a grain of salt. So we're going to be keeping all 24 clans, and it doesn't look like we're getting any new clans quite yet. So any new clans that were added in G are still going to be in this, which is interesting. I mean, deck variety is a good idea. But we're getting the main new thing we're getting with this is Excel, Force, and Protect gifts. Each card will have imaginary gifts, or certain types of cards will have imaginary gifts, which are Excel, Force, and Protect. Excel is offensive, Force is balanced, and Protect is defensive, and they all give different effects depending on whether or not the card is offensive, balanced, or defensive. Fair enough. We'll see how that goes. It looks very rock, paper, scissors-y, but again, I don't know. We'll see. I don't have any strong opinions on that either way. I'm not a card game channel. I'm an anime channel. I care about the show and how this will impact the show. I'm not really into the meta of Vanguard at the moment. Now, this is something I actually wanted beforehand. I was like, when they reveal the new generation and they obligatorily have the new, like, summoning mechanic or whatever, I want them to do something that only Vanguard can do and no other card game can really do. And so I immediately was like, oh, what if the new mechanic was a new kind of trigger? And that's exactly what we're getting. We're getting a new kind of trigger. We're getting the front trigger, which gives power to all units in the front row. And yeah, cool. Fair enough. It's not the biggest, like, you know, like, I mean, it's not like a revolutionary trigger. You know, it just gives power to all units in the front row. But yeah, fair enough. It looks decent. Noticing a lack of stand triggers though. Don't see any stand triggers here, so I'll be interested in seeing if they're just going to get rid of stand triggers from this point on, because they're sure as hell getting rid of G units, but we'll get to that in a sec, because the next thing on this press release is the new starter decks, or the trial decks. We're getting trial deck Aichi Sendo and trial deck Toshiki Kai, which makes sense. And once again, seeing these starter decks, at first I was disappointed, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a little bit disappointed, but like this time, now I'm more cautiously optimistic, whereas last night I was outright disappointed. But damn, you know, these animes, these card game animes are just adverts for the card game itself. They want you to buy the card game, and damn, looking at that Aichi deck, they're doing their job well. I complain about the decisions they made and everything, but at the end of the day, I still really want that Aichi deck. The box looks really cool. Seeing the characters in the new art style, like I mentioned, they look really cool. Seeing Blaster Blade get yet more support is really cool. I complain, but at the end of the day, I'm a cog in the machine because I'm giving them exactly what they want. But yeah, release date of the decks is June 8th, which is a little while after the anime starts, but yeah, fair enough. I would have preferred if it was a little bit before, but I'm pretty sure it's standard practice to release the trial decks right after the show starts rather than right before. But yeah, we got a little bit of detail about the different cards and stuff, and now we get the booster packs. The first new booster pack is going to be called Unite Team Q4, and get it? It's a reference to the anime. Again, I'm a little worried that this new anime is just going to be nothing but empty nostalgia pandering, and the fact that the new set is called Unite Team Q4 is a bit like, it sounds pretty nostalgia pandering for an anime that's only 6 years old, but yeah, some more information about the booster pack. I don't think I'm gonna really get too much into the booster pack stuff. Again, you can look at that later. And then release schedule. Yep, there's the release schedule. We're getting an Acroforce and Shadow Paladin deck soon, which makes sense, and we're getting more boosters, which again makes sense. Yep, I hope you watching this right now didn't invest too much money into G units or decks that rely too heavily on G units, because if you want to use them in tournaments, then you can't. I mean, you can, but you can't. You technically can, but they don't want you to. But yeah. Okay, last couple of pieces of news. This other piece of news is a really weird one. Basically, it's just a JPEG that says Bermuda Triangle animation confirmed, and that's it. That's all we get. What is this? I don't know. It's an anime about the Bermuda Triangle clan, I guess. I don't know. I can't say anything about this. There's literally no information. It's just a bit of text that says a thing is coming soon, and I'm like, okay. I don't know what this is, but I'm not going to give any information. And then, this is the last piece of news, and it added to my disappointment quite a bit. So, for a while, I've been really, really wanting a Cardfight Vanguard video game. And we did get free yes games, but they didn't get official English translations, so I couldn't play them, because I don't know that much Japanese. Then we were going to get Cardfight Online, which was going to be a PC game. And it looked great. I didn't play the beta myself, but I heard decent things about it. I mean, a little rough, but it was a beta. Could be fixed. And then it got cancelled for reasons that I won't get into right now. But they're fairly complicated reasons. Backing out stuff, you know. Business things. Well, now we're actually getting an English translated Cardfight Vanguard game. And I got super excited. I was like, oh my god, I'm not disappointed anymore. We're finally getting a Cardfight Vanguard game. And it's for the mobile phones. Okay, I need to stress I don't inherently have anything against mobile phone games. I mean, I don't love mobile phone games, but, you know, give me the choice, I'd rather play it on PC or whatever. Or a games console. But, hey, you know, mobile phones, at least it's accessible. My problem is they provide a screenshot, and of course they have a trailer as well, but I'm mainly looking at the screenshot, and the screenshot looks exactly like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. It looks a lot like the layout and presentation of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and spoilers, I don't like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links because it's a simplified version of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a very simplified version of Yu-Gi-Oh! It strips out quite a bit and gets rid of a lot of strategy and meta stuff. It's not just a phone game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a phone game of a stripped down version of Yu-Gi-Oh! That plays a bit more like Hearthstone than it does actual Yu-Gi-Oh! For example, you only have 3 summoning slots for your monster cards and only 3 spell and trap card zones. You know, stuff like that. Nowhere near as much life points either. And yeah, I'm really hoping that's not what this is, because that would add on to my disappointment. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and maybe it'll be an actual, like, Vanguard game. They don't say anything other than the fact that there's going to be a story mode, and there is going to be, I guess, a versus online mode. But that's kind of to be expected. So, yeah, that's all the information we got, and yeah, at first I was very disappointed, and now that I've had a lot of time for it to kind of simmer down, and I've had time to, like, think about it, I'm lukewarm at best. I'm like, maybe it'll win me over. I really hope it wins me over. I really hope they do something really new and interesting with it. Because that's what I want. If I wanted the original, I just rewatch the original, and I might, in fact, just go back and rewatch the original. And if I wanted the manga, I'd read the manga. You know, I mean, hey, maybe it'll be good. I like Aichi, and I like Rekka, and I like all those other characters, and you know, I like the original Vanguard. I'm just really afraid that they're gonna mess it up for no apparent reason. Like, I don't see why they're doing this, I guess one of the things about this is it's going to be very, like, newcomer friendly. All the stuff they've announced here is very newcomer friendly, stripping out the G units. You know, like having a accessible mobile game, having the anime be a remake of the original. Like, it seems very, very accessible, so I guess that's why they're doing it. They're wanting to attract more people that are just sick and tired of Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess. But as someone who's been a fan of the anime for a while now, who's almost caught up with G, I don't know, dude. We'll see. I'm very 50-50 on this. I'm not I'm not like calling death of the franchise quite yet. I was last night, but again, re-recording, a bit more optimistic this time, but I'm definitely not the most excited for this. I'm more intrigued to see where they're going to go with this. I'm going to try and hear them out here, but I don't know if they know what they're doing here. We'll see. I'll definitely be watching it either way. Like, no matter what happens, I'll definitely be watching it as it airs. At least the first few episodes anyway, unless it ends up being an absolute train wreck. Like, so I'll definitely give it a shot, but we'll see. We'll see.